what did you also learn in this process? Tamisha.
Thank you very much. Mine is the pleasure to address the pre-summit of the United Nations Food System Summit. The past 3 days have truly been an inspiration. What I have gleaned from the last 18 months participating in and convening dialogues is a resounding cry from producers, not only in Jamaica, but across the globe, that we need to be at the heart of the design and decision-making of our food systems, because producers are the people in the food systems. The only way we will build a fairer, more nutritious, and sustainable food system is by having diversity of production systems, diversity of production methods, and putting the producers at the center. The resounding cry of our producers they need the following. We want urgent action on resilience, including climate action. We want better finance that is tailored to the needs of farmers and all producers. We believe the empowerment of producer organization as the only way to reach all producers and ensure no one is left behind, especially rural women who have a critical role to play in building a strong food system. As for the way forward, the question remains how we take meaningful action to move these from ideation to implementation. Consideration should be given to the following 4 priorities. 1, we need to create a strong, independent voice for primary producers at UN level, an international primary producers platform to enable their agency and to steer UN policy and program on food systems. This should reflect the diversity of production and also include those producers who belong to indigenous and tribal groups, women, youth, disabled, and vulnerable groups, to leave no one behind. 2, improving financing and funding flows. There is a need for flexible, tailored financial mechanism that support direct investment of our farmers and risk and shock mitigation tools to support our producers to adapt, to provide ecosystem services and adapt to climate change. There is need to rethink grant requirements based on context and cultural differences. Consideration should be given to exploring non-traditional financing options, as well as removing the bureaucracy and barriers in the process. 3, achieving resilience, which means better access to education, research, innovation, technology, and partnerships. There is the need to change the perception of agriculture because branding, advertising, and marketing doesn't reflect real farmer. Education across the food system, capacity building, integrating technology, traditional and new age approaches. 4, rebalancing power across the value chain. Farmers are economic actors, and the market need to work for farmers, not just survive, not just for them to survive, but to thrive in their efforts to build a strong food system, one which leaves no one behind. We are not commodity, we are people. In closing, we have to find ways to develop and sustain meaningful partnership between academia, civil society, governments in the private sector in developing our food systems. It is therefore important for each stakeholders to build their part of the system. If we adopt Nehemiah's model and each of us build our part of the system, then we will have a fairer, diverse, and sustainable food system that works for all. Posterity will not remember what we said here these 3 days, but they will remember our actions post pre-summit. Let us make posterity remember us kindly for our bold actions. There is much more that can be said, but this concludes my brief remarks. Thank you.
Tamisha, fascinating. Sounds to me we could put a